Hyde is the real one. Jekyll is just the polite one. Hyde is who Jekyll would be if he didn't have consequences for his actions, especially social consequences. Hyde is simply Jekyll with no social anxiety, no social restraint, and no social expectations. He is simply who Jekyll wishes he were. You know who matches that description? Ladybug and Cat Noir! Marinette and Adrian both built their lives around not being criticized by people, for very different reasons and in very different ways. Ladybug is Marinette without the social anxiety. Marinette can just put on a mask and go do whatever she wants without fear of criticism, because no one will criticize Marinette, they'll just be criticizing Ladybug. In one sense, Ladybug is Marinette's real self, the one that she keeps hidden underneath all the social anxiety. Her arc is to become more like Ladybug. And in exactly the opposite way, Cat Noir is just Adrian with no social expectations. The moment Adrian puts on a mask, he can finally let go and allow himself to be imperfect. He allows himself to joke around, have fun, maybe even be a little bit selfish, and to make mistakes. In one sense, Cat Noir is who Adrian wishes he could be. But in another very real sense, Adrian is constantly monitoring himself to make sure he doesn't accidentally slip into being Cat Noir. Which means Cat Noir is Adrian's real self. The self he becomes when he's not trying to stop himself. The beautiful part is, most of the other Miraculous holders are the same person they were before they put on a mask. Which tells me that they are already themselves. They have already self-actualized. Miraculous is the most optimistic take on Jekyll and Hyde. Because when Jekyll put on a mask, he became his worst self. Because his worst self is his real self. But Miraculous says, with our characters, their real self is their best self. And it says, when you are self-actualized, you don't need a mask. Because your real self, your best self, and your public self become one and the same. Outside of Chloe. Follow for more film talk.